Hello, my fourth graders. It's Mrs. Wright with Homer P. Figg, chapter 12. So as we left yesterday, Homer had run out the door. He was going to solve this problem. Remember, it was better to do something than to do nothing. And so let's find out where he's going. Now, there's a word in here that I want to explain to you. The word is privy. And the word privy is basically the bathroom. More so an outhouse than an actual bathroom. So if you hear that word in here, you'll know what they're talking about. This chapter is chapter 12, The Door in the Dirt. Brewster's privy looks better cared for than Squint's whole house, and it's nearly as big. It's got a fancy wood trim, all painted neat and white, and a half moon cut out in the door. Very civilized, and way better than the cow ditch me and Harold used when we had to do our business out behind the barn. I'm most ways to the privy door when a dirt-colored hand clamps over my mouth and yanks me into the shadows behind the building. Smelt with his knife, like I figured. "Evening, boy," he whispers, his nasty little eyes flickering to the big house. "If you try and scream, I'll wring your neck and drop your body into the cesspit. Nod if you understand." I nod. Smelt grins, showing me his one tooth. "Fattening you up, did they? Fuss over you some. Hope you enjoyed it, boy. Hope you paid attention, 'cause if you can't tell me where they hide them fugitives, this world's got no more use for Homer Figg. You might as well jump in that cesspit and save me the trouble." My brain has been racing ever since I ran from the house, trying to find a lie that will save me and the runaway slaves, and Mr. Brewster too. Comes to me in the very moment, with Smelt jabbing the point of his knife in my ribs, looking for a soft spot. Don't know if the lie is powerful enough to work, but it's the only one I have at the moment. "Gemstones," I explain. "Turlamine." "Hush your voice, boy," he hisses. "In the mine," I tell him. "They're hiding in the old Turlamine mine." That filthy hand of his starts squeezing my neck. "The mine? Who told you? The cook or the old man?" "Showed me," I say, grasping at his hand as his hand tightens. "You're saying he took you up to the mine and showed you where he's got the slaves hid? You expect me to believe that?" The part of the lie I'm counting on is that Smelt doesn't know he was spotted shadowing me and Jebediah Brewster to the mines. Best kind of lie has some truth to it, just like Smelt said. Used to drive my brother Harold crazy when I'd tell folks our dear father was killed by a tree that measured as a mile high from the roots to the top. The tree was real, but the mile wasn't, and Harold said it made it worse telling a lie that was partway true. I can see in Smelt's eyes that he's trying to catch me lying, but hasn't so far because he knows Mr. Brewster really did show me the mine. "I've been all over this site," Smelt says, puzzling it out. "Didn't see no fugitive slaves, nor any place to hide them. Old shed with a rusty tin roof," I tell him, making it up as I go along. "There's a secret passage in the shed." "Nothing in that shed but rocks and dirt," he said suspiciously. "Under the dirt," I tell him. "There's a door under the dirt. Mr. Brewster wouldn't let me go down there, but he lifted the door up enough with his foot so I could see the ladder down." "Hole in the dirt don't mean nothing," he said. "It's a mine. There's a lot of holes in the dirt." "Heard a baby crying," I tell him. That gets his attention. Probably he knows the fugitives have a child or two. "Baby crying, you say?" "Yes, sir." He presses the knife harder. Another twitch and I'll be drawing blood. "Tell me the truth now. Why'd a man like Jebediah Brewster show you where he'd hid them fugitives? Why'd he trust a lying boy like you?" "Said it was up to me whether I wanted to help or run away." Smelt makes a face, nods to himself. "Sounds like that Quaker. So now you know, right? Maybe I do and maybe I don't. I did what you wanted. Give me back my horse." That makes him laugh. "It's my horse now for sparing your worthless life." "You promised to let me go," I insist. "I've got to find my brother before he gets off to that war." In the dark, he looks like a jack-o'-lantern with one snaggle tooth grinning me for a fool. That wasn't the deal. The deal was, do as I say and I might let you live. It's still a might, boy. Show me this door in the dirt, and then we'll see who's lying and who's dying. Then he stuffs a rag in my mouth and whips a rope around my wrists and drags me off into the night. When I was little and we first went to live with our Uncle Squint and Leach, the thing I was most scared of, other than the dark, was my brother Harold disappearing. Our father was gone and our dear mother too, and it seemed like my big brother would be next. And then I'd be all alone in this world. I'd wake up crying and afraid, and to soothe me, Harold told stories about pirates and Indians. The pirates and Indians wanted to get us, but couldn't, no matter how hard they tried. Harold always made me the one who saved us. I'd trick the pirates and we'd get away. Or I'd show him how to hide from the Indians and he'd tell me how clever and brave I was, only it was him making up the story, not me. Harold never believed in pirates, not real pirates, and the only Indians left in Pine Swamp worked in the timber company felling trees. It was only made up stories to make me feel safe. We never had a story about someone like Ebenezer Smelt because we never knew a man that bad really existed. A man that'll hunt innocent people like animals and drag a boy through the dark of the night and threaten to kill him. Some things are worse than the worst kind of nightmares, and it turns out the only thing worse than Ebenezer Smelt and his partner, Stink Mullins, who's waiting for us in the woods. The moment we get there, Stink grabs the rope, throws me to the ground, and kicks the air out of me. You was thinking something bad, he said, satisfied. That'll teach you. Then he grabs the rag from my mouth and dabs it at his empty eye socket. Lucky for me, he decides to keep the rag and jams it in his pocket. Where they hid, he asks Smelt. The boy find out? Says they're in the mine in a secret tunnel. And you believe him, do you? I don't believe nothing till I see it with my own eyes. Where's Festus? In the lean-to, trussed up like a turkey, Stink says with a chuckle. That man is too scared to move, let alone get himself free. I don't know why they call Samuel Reed the conductor. The conductor, Festus. I figure he's got about as much chance of seeing the sunrise as I do once they figure out I'm lying about the mine. Unless I come up with a better lie, one that will set us both free. They're on the move tonight, Stink asks, prodding me with his boot. Best I can do is nod. That's enough to get us up and moving again. There's no moon in the sky and only a few dim stars showing through the clouds, but the two men know where they're going. Before long, we're on the trail up to the mine, following the wagon ruts. The dark feels heavy, like a thick blanket that won't let you breathe, and the ground is hard and sharp under my feet. Suddenly, Smelt holds up his hand and stops us. Hear that? Pebbles skitter down from the hills around us. Ground is always moving here, says Stink. All that scavenge from the mine. Something's out there, Smelt complains. Something alive. Raccoons? Or a skunk, says Stink with a laugh. What you afraid of? Nothing. Afraid of an old Quaker man that won't lift a hand to defend himself? Afraid of a bunch of old scared to death runaway slaves? Shut up. The strange thing is, the closer we get to the mine, the calmer I feel. Doesn't make sense, but I still don't know what to say when they find there's no door in the dirt. Maybe the strange calm feeling is what's happening when a man stands up for the firing squad or climbs the gallows to be hung. Like you're calm because the waiting part is almost over and you're tired of being afraid. The only difference, it's so dark, I don't need a blindfold. We come at last to the old tin shed in a place so empty even ghosts have gone away. Stink pulls me up short on the rope. He smells worse than a cesspit, worse than rotten eggs or a dead cat. No sense waiting, he says to Smelt, unsheathing his knife. The slaves are here or they ain't. Either way, Homer Figg has outlived his usefulness. I'm trying to decide should I close my eyes or not when all of a sudden the darkness moves and takes the shape of a man. Samuel Reed, freed from his bonds, is swinging a 6-foot iron bar like it's a baseball bat, and Stink Mullins is a cheap home run. So Samuel Reed freed himself, and he has come after them and is basically going to save Homer at this point. But I'm not really sure what's going to happen next. So what do you think? Do you think that the runaway slaves are going to get away? Do you think that Stink and Smelt are going to get away? Or maybe they're going to get killed or something crazy like that? I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. I'm super proud of you, and I miss you all so much. Stay healthy, stay safe, and do something funny today. Make somebody laugh. Jake keeps hiding a can of green beans all around the house. Just one in different places. So do something funny. Why not? We've got the time. I love y'all. Be good. Bye.